Hello friends, uh, today I'm going to start mathematics, that is pair of linear equation two variables. But before syllabus or topic of mathematics, let us discuss in very short about the paper style that you have to face in board exam. Okay, it's not so there are four sections. There are four sections. So section A, it's objective type questions. Objective type question, there are 16 questions. Each contains 1 mark. So 1 mark each. Now, out of these 16 questions, there are 4 MCQs, 4 are blanks, 4 there will be from true and false, and 4 will be from one word or one digit sentence, like that. So this makes your 16 mark, that is section A. Now section B, that is but obvious subjective, and there are 10 questions, 2 mark each. There you will find internal option in 3 questions. Internal options in 3 questions. Then section C, it contains 8 questions, 3 marks each. Okay, again there will be internal options, but only in 2 questions. Then section D, five questions. Again there is internal option in 2 questions. Okay, so internal this is the paper style. Now this section A, we can say of 16 marks. Here section B, 10 to the so 20 marks. Then section C, 8 is 24 marks, and section D again 20 marks. So 80 marks. Okay, and if we talk about number of questions, so here we have 16 questions, here we have 10 questions. Okay, in section C we have 8 questions, in section D we have 5 questions. So make 39 questions overall, and you'll get time to solve all these questions. When we finish our syllabus, we'll deliver a seminar on this, how to proceed or how to attempt question paper. So now we'll come to the our topic, that is linear pair of linear equation in two ways. pair of linear equations in two variables. Pair of linear equation in two variables. So last year you must read that linear equation in two variables. Now there is a very slight change between linear equation in two variables and pair of linear equation in two variables. So we'll see quick revision or recap what linear equation in two variable was and what is the pair of linear equation in two variables. So general or standard example or standard way to write a linear pair in linear equation in two variable is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is the standard form of linear equation in two variables. There are some conditions, that is a not equal to 0. Why a should not be equal to 0? Because as soon as a becomes 0, this term will eliminate and there will get only one variable. So it won't be linear equation in two variables. So a should not be 0 as well as b should not be equal to 0. Also I can write that a, b and c all three must belong to real number, set of real numbers. That is the linear equation in two variables. Now any set of values of x and y is called the solution of the linear equation in two variables. Okay, now we'll see pair of linear equation in two variables. So standard form of pair of linear equation in two variables is given by a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Again the conditions remain same, that is a1 should not be equal to 0, b1 should not be equal to 0, also a1, b1 and c1 belongs to real number. Similarly a2 should not be equal to 0, b2 should not be equal to 0 and a2, b2 and c2 they also must belong to set of real numbers. So that is the standard form of a pair of linear equation in two variables. Now again any set of values of x and y which will satisfy both the equations, is known as the solution of the given pair of linear. Okay, now we'll see there are some conditions. So next topic we'll see, that is different conditions for the solution. Condition for the solution of pair of linear equation in two variables. Suppose we have equations a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0 and second equation we have a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. So how to get the different conditions of the solution, that we'll see in the tabular form. For the different condition we'll see different solutions. So first condition, and here I am writing the conditions. We are discussing which type of solution a pair of have. Depends on the coefficients of x, y and the constant term. Okay, so if we have condition that is a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, if we have a condition that is a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, then which type of solution we will get? So first I will write the algebraic interpretation. So when we have a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, I can say the solution of the pair of linear equation will be unique. So this is the condition of unique solution, that a1 upon a2 should not be equal to b1 upon b2. Now when we have unique solution, see, we already know that a linear equation, graph of a linear equation is a straight line. Okay, so when there are two lines, as there are two equations, so they might have same graph, have different graph. So in that condition, geometrical representation or interpretation their geometrical representation will be intersecting. When we have a unique solution, we draw the graph, we'll get intersecting lines. Okay. In other words, or in set theory interpretation, we can say set theory interpretation of the same thing. When two lines are meeting at the single point, then we'll get singleton set. There is one more term, that is when we get a solution, we'll say that pair of linear equation has consistent system. So in terms of consistent and inconsistent, here we'll say the pair of linear equation has consistent. What is consistent set? Consistent set means if there is at least one solution, then pair of linear equation is called the consistent set. So here we'll write consistent. Okay, so if we have condition that a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, we can get these four simultaneously. That means lines will be intersecting, solution will be unique. In terms of set theory, we'll get singleton set. Then in terms of consistent or inconsistent set, we'll get consistent set. Now this is the first condition. Now second condition, if we have a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2. Okay, a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2, then which type of what will be its algebraic interpretation, what will be geometrical representation, that we'll see. In case of this, we'll get no solution. Okay, in terms of geometric representation, okay, in terms of set theory, as the lines are not meeting, we are not getting any solution. So here I can say I will get null set or void set. Now in terms of consistent and inconsistent, just now I explained consistent means we should get at least one solution. So So here, as we are not getting any solution, so here the pair of system here is inconsistent. Now the last condition, or the third condition, if A1 upon A2 is equal to B1 upon B2, also equal to C1 upon C2. Okay, this is the third condition. So here when these three ratios are same, so actually you will get no two different lines, the lines will be same. As the lines will be same, we can say we'll get infinite solution. Finally, many solutions. In terms of geometry, we'll get coinciding lines. In terms of, we'll get infinite set. And again, just now I explained that whenever we get at least one solution, so here we have infinite solution, so definitely our system is consistent. Now this is also consistent, this is also consistent. There is a minute difference. Here we'll say consistent but independent, and here it is dependent. Okay, so that is all about conditions for the solutions for the different conditions of the equations. Okay, so now we'll see some questions based on this concept, how to solve questions on the basis of this concept. You will always get at least one or two questions generally in part A related to this concept. So we'll see very first question. The question is that two equations are given to you, and you have to identify whether the graph of those two will be parallel lines, intersecting lines, or coinciding lines. So we'll see very first question, that you have to identify the graph of the given pair of equation. So equations are 5x plus 2y is equal to 3, that this is the first question, and 3x plus 5y is equal to 7. Let me take one more example, then we'll solve all these three questions simultaneously. So let the second equation is 9x minus 3y is equal to 6, 3x minus y is equal to 2, and let's take the third example as 8x plus 9y is equal to 5, and 16x plus 18y is equal to 4. Now in these three examples we have to check whether they represent parallel lines, intersecting lines, or in other words they may ask whether these three pair of linear equation represents whether these three pair of linear equation has unique solution or infinite solution or no solution, or which type of set they will represent. So one by one we'll see the very first one. So first we have to compare these two equations with the standard form. So on comparing the given pair of equations, with standard form, that is with a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, or let it plus c1 is equal to 0, and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0, what we get? Now we will get the values of a1, c1. So we get a1 is equal to, now see here, a1x, coefficient of x is a1 over here and coefficient of x is 5 over here. So we'll say a1 is equal to 5. Similarly, b1 is equal to 2 and c1, what should I write, 3 or minus 3? Actually it should be minus 3, because I am comparing this equation with a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. It means here I am taking the constant term on the left side of the equation, not on the right side. So here the 3 is on the right hand side, so when I take it on the left hand side it will become minus 3. So c1 is equal to minus 3. Similarly, I can write a2 is equal to 3, b2 is equal to 5 and c2 is equal to 7. Okay, here I got the values of a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2. I will find a1 upon a2, and although it is very easy to get those values from here only, but simultaneously I am giving you the way how to write if you get this type of question in 2 marks. So a1 upon a2 is 5 by 3, b1 upon b2 is equal to 2 by 5 and c1 upon c2 is equal to minus 3 by 7, that is 3 by 7. Okay, so here it is we can observe that a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2. So actually in this case it was not actually required to get the value of c1 and c2, because we got the answer from here only. Here simply we can say, as a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, it means what? It have 4 interpretations. It means we have unique solution. Then it means we have consistent pair of system, as well as one in terms of set theory, singleton set. And the fourth one, what was that? Unique solution. Okay, intersecting lines, consistent set, unique set and consistent. Okay, so here a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, therefore given pair of system has unique solution. Okay, or given pair of system represent the intersecting lines. Now in the same way we will see the second one. So again we have to follow the same thing. That means first we have to compare the given pair of equations with the standard form, and we have to obtain the values of values of a1, b1, c1 and a2, b2 and c2. So second one, on comparing the given pair of equations with a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0, what we get? We'll get a1 is equal to 9. We'll get b1 is equal to minus 3. We'll get c1 is equal to minus 6. Also we get a2 is equal to 3, b2 is equal to minus 1, c2 is equal to minus 2. Now again we'll find the same thing. That means first we'll find a1 upon a2, so that is 9 upon 3, that is 3 or 3 upon 1. Then we'll find b1 upon b2, that is minus 3 upon minus 1, that is 3 upon 1. So here we can see a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2. That means that is for sure we won't get the unique solution. Either we'll get infinite many solution or we'll get no solution. That means we are talking about the second condition or third condition. That depends on the c1 upon c2. So c1 upon c2 is minus 6 upon minus 2, that is again 3 by 1. So here all three ratios are equal, so we'll get here a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. Therefore we can say we'll get coinciding lines or infinitely many solutions or infinite set, or the given pair of equation is consistent, because we'll get solution. It's consistent but dependent. Now see, here I compare the ratios a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2, c1 upon c2. Then I got the final conclusion that they will represent the coinciding lines. Now here you can see, if I take 3 common from this equation, from very first equation, so here I will get 3. After taking common, here I will get only y, and here I will get 2. Okay, 3 into 2, and 3 I can cancel. So actually when I take 3 common and cancel 3 from both sides, I will get the same equation. Or in other words, if I multiply the second equation, this equation, then I will get this one. That means here I can see these two equations are same. As the equations are same, but obvious they will represent the lines or they will represent the infinite many solutions. Okay, so now we'll come to the third. Again we have to follow the same thing. We'll compare the given pair of linear equations with the given equation. So here we'll get, on comparing 8x plus 9y equal to 5, we will get a1 is equal to 8, b1 is equal to 9, c1 is equal to minus 5. Okay, and a2 is equal to 16, b2 is equal to 18, c2 is equal to minus. Now I will compare, or I will find actually the ratios a1 a2, that is 8 upon 16, 1 by 2. Okay, then b1 upon b2 is 9 by 18, that is again 1 by 2. So again it is clear that this pair of linear equation does not have unique solution, because a1 upon a2 and b1 upon b2 are equal. Now either it will have infinitely many solution, no solution, depends on c1 upon c2. So we'll find c1 upon c2, that is 5 upon 4. So clearly a1 upon a2 is equal to b2 but not equal to c1 upon c2. So here a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2. Okay, a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2. So therefore given pair of linear equation has no solution. Has no solution. It means what? It means this pair of linear equation represent the parallel lines. In set theory interpretation, we can say this pair of linear equation represent the null set or void set, or we'll say this this pair of linear equation is inconsistent. There is no solution. Okay, so basically there are 3 types of solution. Now here we discussed about that which type of solution we may get with a pair of linear equation. And so there are 3 types of solutions: unique solution, no solution, or infinitely many solution. Now how to get those solutions? Okay, how to get those solutions. So now we'll discuss how to get the solution. The solution means that value of x and y which will satisfy both the equations, not the single equation. Okay, so next we'll see methods to solve the pair of linear equation in two variables. There are basically there are, we can say, 4 methods. Among those 4 methods, one is graphical method and remaining 3 are algebraic methods. So first we'll discuss the algebraic methods. So first I will give you the name of those methods, and then one by one we'll see all methods. So methods to solve the pair of linear equation in two variables. Okay, there are different methods. So very first method is method of substitution. Method of substitution. The second method is method of elimination. Can the name itself gives a little bit a hint ki, what actually we are going to do to get the solution. And the third one is multiplication. Now this cross multiplication method, we can, it's a formula method. That means we have to just keep the values of the coefficients of x and y to get the solution. So we'll start with the method of substitution. Okay, short you what is method of substitution, and then we'll come to questions. Method of substitution, ये देख लेते हैं. Name itself says, suppose I'll take one example and then I will explain you of substitution. So suppose we have a question, I'm taking very simple question, x is equal to 9 minus y is equal to 5. Okay, okay, I'm making a little bit. Okay, let it be like that only. X plus y equal to 9, x minus y equal to 2. This is the equation, and we have to value x and y which will satisfy these two equations. So method of substitution says that get the value of any one variable from any of the equation and substitute that variable in the another equation. Okay, so we can get the value of any variable. So I am getting the I will find the value of x from equation 1, and then I will substitute x in 2. So from x plus y is equal to 9, x is equal to 9 minus y. Let's number. Now put or substitute is the same thing. X equal to 9 minus in equation 2. Now that you have to keep in mind that if you are getting the value of variable from first equation, put it in second, or if you are getting the value of any variable from second equation, then you should put it in first. Okay, so I will put x equal to 9 minus y in equation number 2. So on the place of x I will write 9 minus y, then minus y as it is equal to 5. So this minus 2y, and this 9 will come over there, so 5 minus 9, so minus 2y is equal to minus 4, so you will get y is equal to 2. Okay, that means we here we got the value of one variable. We have to get the value of second variable. For that, what we have to do, we have to put this y equal to 2 either in equation 1 or in 2 or in third, but I will advise that put it in third. Okay, so put y equal to 2 in equation 3. So x is equal to 9 minus 2, so x is equal to 7. So here we got the solution of equation 7, x equal to 7, y equal to solution of the equation. Okay, that means if you put x equal to 7 and y equal to 2 in first equation or in second equation, we should get LHS equal to RHS. Left hand side will be equal to right side. Okay, so concluding line, this is compulsory. In each and every it is compulsory to write the concluding line, or we'll say concluding statement. Therefore, x equal to 7 and y equal to 2 is the solution of given pair of equation. Okay, we can write the same thing in the set theory form in curly brackets. That we will see in the next question. Is it clear? We'll see one or two more examples of method of substitution. Here the first example that I took, in the coefficients of x and y were 1, and I took those two coefficients intentionally. Okay, now I will take one example in which coefficient of x and y won't be 1. So let us take one more example. Let 7x minus 3y 1 and 4x plus 2y is equal to 8. Okay, 7x minus 3y is equal to 1 and 4x plus 2y is equal to 8. Now we'll solve this pair of linear equation again with the method of substitution. Now here the coefficient of x and y is not 1. Nothing to worry, we have to follow the same set of steps. We'll take any one equation, we'll get the value of any one variable, either x or y, depends on you. Then we'll substitute that value in the second equation. That is the common steps we have to follow whenever we have to find the solution of a pair of linear equation with substitution. Okay, so again I'm taking equation 1. From equation 1 I can write 7x is equal to 1 plus 3y. So this gives you x is equal to 1 plus 3y divided by 7. Okay, 7x equal to 1 plus 3y. So now I have to put this value of x in equation 2 to get its solution. So put x equal to 1 plus 3y upon 7 in second. Again remind that as I got this value of x from equation 1, that's why I am putting this value of x in second equation. Okay, so 4 into x, in the place of x I will write 1 plus 3y upon 7 plus 2y is equal to 8. Now I have to solve this equation. So this will become 4 plus 12y upon 7 plus 2y is equal to 8. Now I have to take LCM, considering over here it is 1. So 4 plus 12y plus 14y upon 7 is equal to 8. Now this gives you 4 plus 26y is equal to 56. 7 into it, cross multiplication. So this gives 26y is equal to 56 minus 4, that is, so 26y is equal to 52. So y is equal to 2. So here I got value of y is equal to 2. Now to get the value of x, I have to put this value of y in equation 1 or in equation 2, or if I consider this as equation 3, then in equation 3. So put x is equal to 1 plus 3y, put equal to y is equal to, put y is equal to 2 in equation number 3. So x is equal to 1 plus 3 into 2 upon 7. So x is equal to 1 plus 6 upon 7, that is 7 upon 7, therefore x is equal to 1. So solution of given pair of equation is x equal to 1 and y equal to 2. Okay. Now this time we'll also verify by putting the values in the equations whether we are getting the LHS is equal to RHS or not. So first of all I will write here concluding statement. Therefore solution set for given pair of equation is 1, 2. And here I wrote the solution in terms of set theory, as we discussed that in next question we'll write in that form. So in any of the way you can write the solution. No, here we'll check, we'll verify whether x equal to 1 and y equal to 2 is satisfying the given pair of equation or not. For verification we have to take the left hand side and the right hand side separately. Okay, so equation was 4x, sorry, okay, we'll see this verification in next question. Now we'll come to one more question. So first question we saw in which the variables, or sorry, in which the coefficients of the variables were 1. Then second question we saw in which coefficients of the variables were 3, 4 and so on, that means real numbers, and although 1 is real number but not 1. Now we'll see one more question in which variables, coefficient of variable might be in rational form, that means p by q form. So we'll see one more example of the substitution method. Let the equations are 3x upon 2 minus 5y upon 3 is equal to minus 2, and let the second equation be 3x upon 2 plus y upon 2 is equal to 13 by 6. Okay, these are the equations and we have to find the solution again with the method of substitution. So now they are little bit I won't say it is difficult, but it is little bit complicated and time consuming. So we'll get the value of x from equation 1. Okay, last two examples I took the value of x also from the equation 1. So this time we'll make some changes. I'll get the value of y and from equation number 2. Okay, so from equation 2 we have 3x by 2 plus y by 2 is equal to 13 by 6. So here LCM will be 2. So 3x plus y upon 2 is equal to 13 by 6. So 3x plus y is equal to 13 by 3. This 2 and 6 will cancel out. So this time value of y, from here I can say y is equal to 13 by 3 minus 3x. 13 by 3 minus 3x. Now we'll put this value of y in equation number 1. Put y is equal to 13 by 3 minus 3x in equation 1. In equation 1. So 3x by 2 remains as it is. Okay, minus 5 into y. 5 by 3, and in the place of y I have to substitute this thing, that is 13 upon 3 minus 3x is equal to minus 2. Okay, now we'll simplify this to get the value of x. 3x by 2 minus, if I multiply, so I will get 65 upon 9 plus 5x. Okay, this 3 and 3 will get minus minus will become plus, is equal to minus 2. So here I can write 3x by 2 plus 5x is equal to 65 by 9 minus 2. On taking LCM, I will get LCM as 2 on the left hand side. So this will become 3x plus 10x is equal to, over here LCM will be 9. So 65 minus, okay, so 13x by 2 is equal to 13x by 2 is equal to 65 minus 47 upon 9. So x is equal to 47 multiplied by 2 upon 13 into 9. So final value of x is 94 upon 117. Okay, this is the value of x. Now you have to put this value of x in equation number 3. And I say this is the equation number 3 to get the value of y. Okay, now put x is equal to 94 upon 117 in equation number 3. That gives you y 13 upon 3 minus 3 into 94 upon 117. That is x. So y is equal to 13 upon 3 minus, we can cancel this, 94 upon 39. So here y is equal to, LCM will be 39 and here it will become 169 minus 94. So value of y will be 75 upon 39. Now we can simplify it further. 25 upon 13. So this is the value of y, and that was the value of x. Here simplification was not possible because uh, 94 and 117 are not divisible by any common number or quantity. So again we can write a concluding line, that is x equal to 94 by 7 and y equal to 25 by 13, the solution of the given pair of equation. Now one more question we'll see, and again we'll see with the substitution method. Now different type of questions. See, all these questions have only one difference, that the coefficient have the different category. Otherwise method is same. So first we saw which coefficient was 1, then we next question in which the coefficient was not 1, it was like 3, we can say natural number. Then next we saw in which the coefficient of xy was rational number, that is in the form of p by q. Now we'll see in which the coefficient of variables is as root 2, root 3, root 7, in that way. So we'll see one more. So first equation is root 2x minus root 3y is equal to 0. Root 2x minus root 3y is equal to 0. And the second equation is root 3x minus root 3y is equal to 0. Make it root 8. Okay, root 8y is equal to 0. Now step same. Again we'll go with the same method. We'll get the value of any one variable from any one equation, then we put that value in the second equation and we'll get the solution. We have to follow the same set of steps for the method of substitution. So from equation 1, root 2x minus root 3y is equal to 0. So root 2x is equal to root 3y. So x is equal to root 3 upon 2y. Okay, I'm considering this as equation number 3. Now what I have to do, I have to put this value of x in equation number 1, not 1, because I got this value of variable, or I got the value of x from equation 1, so I will put it in equation number. Okay, so root 3x minus root 8y is equal to 0. So root 3x, x is root 3 by root 2 minus root 8y is equal to 0. Now this gives you 3 upon 2x, 3 upon root 2x actually. Okay, minus root 8y is equal to 0. There is a problem. Okay, here I have to take actually y, and by mistake I took x. Okay, now LCM will be root 2, so 3y minus root 16y upon root 2 is equal to 0. That means 3y minus 4y is equal to 0. 0 into root 2 becomes 0. So minus y is equal to 0, therefore y is equal to 0. So in this case, value of one variable y is equal to 0. Now I will put this value of y in equation number 1, or in equation number 2, or in equation number 3. So I'll prefer to put it in 3. Put y is equal to 0 in equation number 3. So x is equal to root 3 by 2 multiplied by y, that is multiplied by 0. So x is equal to 0. So 0 comma 0 is the solution of the given pair of equation. Okay, so here we covered almost all type, although I should not say that all type covered, but different variety of questions and we discussed over here. Now next thing in linear pair of linear equation two variable is problem. So one or two word problem. Okay, two again we'll solve with the same substitution method only. Okay, so word problem we'll see. So the only thing in word problem is that you have to frame the word problem in terms of mathematics. I would like you to say that is actually you have to convert the English language into the mathematical language. Okay, so we'll see one question, that is question goes like this: sum of two numbers is 20 sum of two numbers is 35. Sum of two numbers is 35. Okay, and difference of those numbers is 5. Find the numbers. Find the numbers. So here it is given there are two numbers whose sum is 35. Okay, and the difference of the same two numbers is 5. So we have to find those numbers. So we'll start solution in that way. We'll assume those numbers in terms of x and y. So suppose the numbers are x and y. Now sum of numbers is 35. Therefore I can say x plus y is sum of the number is 35. That is, they are talking that addition of those two numbers is 35. So x plus y equal to 35. This is B, equation number 1. Now second condition is given. Now difference of numbers is 5. Now when I say difference of number is 5, that means x minus y or y minus x. Both conditions are possible, isn't it? So I have to specify that which number is greater. So I am here assuming x is greater than y. Okay, because here difference is given, that means larger minus smaller is 35. So I have to assume any one. Either I take x is greater than y or I take y is greater than x. But that I have to specify in the solution. So difference of number is 5. Therefore x minus y is equal to 5. This is the second equation. Now if you remember the very first question that I took in this lecture, that is for the substitution method, that was almost similar to this. That means over there it was given x plus y something and x minus y something. Okay, so this is the, actually we get the job done because we got the equation. That is the only problem with the word problem. Now as we have the equations, we can find the values of the variable with the same method. Now what I have to do, I have to get the value of any one variable from any one equation, then I will put that value in the second equation to get the variable. So from equation 1, x is equal to 35 minus y. Now I will put x equal to 35 minus y in second. So 35 minus y is equal to 5. So 35 minus 2y is equal to 5. So minus 2y is equal to 5 minus 35. So minus 2y is equal to minus 30. That gives you y is equal to 15. So one number is 15. Now we'll find the second number. Sum of is 15. So we can do it orally, but you won't get the marks to solve it orally. You have to write. So put y equal to 15 in equation number 3. And this was the equation number 3. I will name it 3. So x is equal to 35 minus 15. Therefore x is equal to 20. So sum of two numbers 35. Now you can check. Numbers are what? 15 and 20. Yes, their sum is 35. The difference of number is 5. So 20 minus 15 is equal to 5. Yes, numbers are obtained are absolutely correct. Okay, so this was the I can say one of the easiest word problem. There are so many variety in the word problem. We'll see one by one. Okay, we'll see one more example of word problem based on numbers only. There is a slight change, so let's see how it goes. Difference of two numbers is 26. There is a situation. Difference of two numbers is 26 and one number is 3 times the other. Okay, difference of two numbers is 26 and question is difference of two numbers is 26. Okay, and one number is another condition, and one number is 3 times the other, and one number is 3 times the other. Okay, so let how it goes. Again we have to start with those supposition. Okay, solution. Suppose numbers are x and y. Now again the difference is given, so we have to know which number is greater than the another. So now difference of numbers is 26. So here I can write x minus, therefore I can write x minus y is equal to 26. Now next statement says one number is 3 times the other. One number is 3 times the other. Okay, here x is greater than y, that we assumed already. That means x is equal to 3y. Okay, one number is 3 times the other, so greater will be 3 times the smaller. Y is the smaller. Okay, now here actually we directly got the value of x, and in the substitution method we actually need that only. We need the value of any one variable in terms of another variable. Here we got it directly. So let this be equation number 2. Put x equal to 3y in first. Put x is equal to 3y in first. Equation number 1. So 3y minus y is equal to 26. 2y is equal to 26. So this gives you y is equal to 13. Now put y to 13 in second. Now put y is equal to 13 in in second. So x is equal to 3 into 13, that is x is equal to 39. So these are our numbers. First is 13, another number is 39. Greater one is 39, smaller one is 13. That is all about today's lecture. Now we'll meet next lecture. Okay, thank you.